The RowdCast contains adult language, adult situations, and adult themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the RowdCast, you fucking savages. You crazy son of a bitches. Yeah, what's up? We're live in the Rowdo studio / my apartment with the pup. He's next to me, like always. It's kind of a weird time to do this, I know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I missed one last night. I had some things come up, and it had some things come up, so I missed my day. And I know I've never missed my day. I kind of feel bad, you know. I feel that's when I'm best, is at late at night, at midnight. You know, my brain's going, and I'd been off work for a couple hours, so that's when I feel I deliver the best. But we're going to try one midday just to get it in because, you know, I promised 3 a week, so I'm going to stick to that 3 a week schedule. Even though there's stuff that's going on in my life, you know. I'm still going to fit them in, you know. We all got to live our lives. I don't expect you to listen live every time, you know. Just keep listening. I appreciate everyone that's listening. That means a lot to me, You know, that people stick with me. You guys have heard the crazy bullshit that runs through my head, and, you know, sometimes I sound a little fucking crazy or a little bonkers. And if you thought so before, you're really going to think so after this one. Like I said, always give me topics, give me things to talk about. I appreciate y'all, and I'll listen to your feedback, you know. I want to deliver. I want to give you what you want to hear. And I also want to talk about things that interest me. So we'll keep going, and we're going to keep pumping this out. I think this is the 8th one. So Tuesday will be, I believe, 3 weeks of doing this. So that's crazy. It doesn't feel like it's been 3 weeks. I feel like I just started yesterday. And I've hit over 1,000 listeners, so that's awesome. That means you're listening, and that keeps me fucking jacked to roll these fuckers out. Like I said, today we're going to talk about one thing before we get started. Spreaker.com, you know where it's at. The live chat's on right now if you want to talk to me while the show's going on. Facebook, Twitter, Rowdy MMA Fan. Hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. You know, if you got some things to add, I'll put them out there for everybody else. Today we're going to talk about something that I probably should have talked about a long time ago. Things that, you know, interest me, like, you know, coincidence and fate, and, you know, I mean, a lot of people, that it gets into a slippery slope because, you know, a lot of people would characterize fate with religion, or, you know, it's God's plan, or it's God's way, or, you know, and it's either your everybody that's listening live, you know, you either, you know, you say it's God's plan, or, you know, you say, some people just believe it's fate. Everything's meant to happen, and, you know, everything happens for a reason, and I fall more into that, and maybe that is God's plan. Maybe that's what it has to do. So that's what we're going to talk about, though, and just kind of how, you know, if you believe in karma, if you believe in, you know, all your actions that you've done, you know, will continue on, and they snowball into something else, and then sooner or later you pay for what you've done in the past, and we're going to get into all that. And in some of my RowdCasts, I've talked about that, you know, talked about how that goes hand in hand, but this one, we're really going to nail it down. So first and foremost, I want to get to some news that I always do, go over some of the headlines. The first one, I mean, I swear, there's some of these, if you go down and you look at all the RowdCasts I've had, almost all my topics, I mean, they're just, I go through the news, I go through CNN and Fox News and just see what they're talking about, and everyone I've had on, man, they just keep pumping out things that my topics were on. And the one I seen, you know, if you've listened to my one about technology and the future and how robots are, you know, Google's buying the robots and doing all that shit. I read one today, robots to replace troops on the battlefield. The Pentagon is considering placing thousands of troops and robots as military commanders, making this the first time the Department of Defense officially has publicly acknowledged that humans will be replaced by robots on the battlefield. And they're working on robots to shoot and become our soldiers, so we don't have to put men out there. Again, you seen the fucking Terminator? The shit fucking is, we're heading, man. We're heading Google's Skynet, dude, and the Terminator's coming, dude. And fucking somebody's gonna have to travel back in the fucking past and stop all this shit from happening. I see it happening, I'm telling you, right now. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you know, people would have, in the movies and shit in the 80s, I mean, that was just a crazy thought, you know? It's just a crazy 80s cheesy movie that is now about to be reality. Some of the other things, have you seen the dude that went into the mall, I think it was in Maryland, and shot a bunch of people with a shotgun? You know, I mean, this shit keeps happening. It's really a weekly occurrence. It seems like, you know, some crazy kid or some disgruntled dude goes off with a gun, shoots a bunch of people. And I really need to make a RowdCast about guns and, you know, and the people that believe in gun control and shit, and give my idea on it. I'm not going to go too far into it, but, you know, no matter what, there's crazy motherfuckers out there. And if they can get their hand on a gun, they're going to shoot somebody. You know, people get pissed about the easy. You know, you seen that dude, like last week, a week before, he shot somebody at a movie theater. Old 70-year-old retired Navy guy, pulled out a gun and shot some dude that was texting his babysitter or what time he was going to be home during the previews. That's why he got shot and killed. You know, and it's ridiculous. It's sad, but you can't blame guns. You got to blame the fucking people that have them, you know. You can't say that that's the gun's fault, because anything can be used irresponsibly, you know. It's sad, but it's the world we live in, and, you know, as long as mentally, you know, unstable people can fucking get their hands on weapons, people are gonna die. That's where we live in. It's crazy and it's weird, but it's just how things are going. It's another thing I've seen. 300 people became ill on a cruise ship, Royal Caribbean. They said some norovirus broke out while they were out at sea, and over 280 people were sick. 22 people of the crew were sick, vomiting and diarrhea. They had to go to a station in Puerto Rico and clean the whole thing and sanitize it and shit, and, you know. But they think it's norovirus or whatever. You know, we got crazy little superbugs and shit nowadays, man. You gotta stay healthy and know what's out there. Protect yourself from it, because, you know, all the people using their fucking, you know, I see it every day in the pharmacy. We got Germex or whatever, you know, on our counter. People everybody comes in there, fucking squirting on their hand 5 times. It's like, dude, chill out. You know, you doing that, and, you know, sterilizing everything and using that fucking Germex, all you're doing, yeah, you're protecting yourself, but you're also killing your antibodies. The good germs that are trying to protect you, you know, you're knocking your defense down, and you're also fucking, you're also making these bugs, these super bugs, stronger. You know, you're making these flus stronger and shit, because they're gonna evolve, man. They're living things, and they're gonna evolve around what we're doing. So, you know, it's you got to know what you're doing, and you got to do the research and know what's out there and how to protect yourself from it. Because if you don't, you know, someday it'll be like fucking Stephen King's The Stand, and the super flu going to wipe us all out. You know, and then the people that are left are going to have to battle the devil. And that's how it goes. But crazy world. It's a crazy fucking world. Someone said also that, you know, using that kind of shit too, it can cause liver failure, and it's true, man. You know, you don't know what you're doing. You really got to research what you're using and how you're using it, because if you don't know, there's side effects to all kinds of drugs and shit you put in your body. I see that every day. People come in, I don't know what the name of the drug is or how much it's supposed to take, but the doctor said I need a refill of it. Like, before you put anything in your body, you should definitely know what it is. And, you know, if you don't, you're an idiot. Because, you know, just because the doctor says, hey, take this fucking 3 times a day, you're going to be fine. I wouldn't do that. I would definitely make sure, you know, definitely fucking do your research, you know, with anything. Don't be a fucking little sheep. Believe what you read with your own eyes and what you research and what you know. Not what is just, you know, what you believe is common knowledge, because, you know, common knowledge isn't always, you know, we believe things all the time for a long time, and then later on, you know, 20 years later, we find out that we've been doing it wrong the whole time. And it's not true at all. You know, look at marijuana. There's all kinds of stuff. I could go all day about that. But let's get into the show. The RowdCast 8. Let's get it going. I'm sorry if my nose is a little congested. I don't know what's going on. I got a little cold, or I feel fine, but a little plugged up. Woke up this morning, throat was a little sore, and couldn't breathe out my right nostril. So if my voice is annoying, I apologize. Fucking, it's okay, Corey. You can keep texting me. So what I want to talk about, this is something that's just fucking, I think about this shit all the time. When I lay in bed at night, I think about it, and I think about, where I've been and what I've done in my life and how different it is from what it used to be, and, all the bad stuff I've done and all the good stuff I've done, and, does it affect me? Am I going to get what I deserve, or I feel I deserve? Is it all set in stone? How come sometimes I have dreams where things happen and then a month later that actually happens in my life and I'm in that exact setting and the exact same thing, and it's like things are in slow motion almost, and you realize that you've already seen it before. What causes that? What is that? Is it seeing the future? Can you see the future? Is your brain more powerful than we believe it is? Is it, do the scientists not even know like what actually we're capable of? Like, is reading people's mind, is that real? Can some people do that? Are some people brains that strong enough to figure it out that they can see the future, or they can know what's going to happen? Like psychics and stuff. That's I think about that stuff all the time, and how with deja vu, it's how the fuck do you see something before it happens? If you're living your life, we're all we all go through, we're all a fucking number of the government, and we all are born, and we live our lives, and we do our thing, and we try to be as successful as possible, make as much money as possible to survive, because that means you're successful. Money equals success. That's the nation that we live in. It's, how do you see it? And that makes me think, has all this happened already? Some people believe this is, when you die, you come back as another life. You come back as a fucking dog or a caterpillar or something, or, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I do know that I get deja vu a whole hell of a lot. And, I tell people about it all the time, when something happens, and if I'm one of those weird people when something fucking, I have a dream and, I'm working in the pharmacy and, I walk over and ask the pharmacist, a question, and then I turn around and go talk to the person, I have a dream. I have a dream when that happens. So then when I'm at work and I'm walking and I start walking back to the pharmacist, and all of a sudden it hits me. I've seen this all before, and I've already done it. I try to change it, I'll, I won't ask the pharmacist a question. I'll go to somebody else and ask them the question and try to change the timeline or change what I've seen, and not do it exactly the way that the dream went. But it, and sometimes I do it and I don't even realize, and then like after I sit and say, oh, dude, I did that all before. Like, what the hell? I had a dream about that. But I'm that kind of person. I want to change it. I want the fucking butterfly effect. I want to put a ripple. If it all has happened, I want to, throw a fucking wrench in that bitch and twist it all up and see what else, spit out a new fucking end, because I don't want it to be the same as it already happened. It's just, I think the human mind is fucking crazy. And I think that, they say in your lifetime, for the most part, you use 10% of your brain power. And, I believe, I'm going to get into this a little bit further, but I believe there's other ways to tap into that other fucking 90%. I truly believe that. And I think there's some people that know how to do that. And does that mean that you can talk to people, telepathically, or you can make people do things that you want them to do or believe things that you want them to believe? I don't know. Makes you wonder, But, going with deja vu. So, that shit happens to me all the time. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, Or, what happens when you have a real bad gut feeling, or you just, something's going on and you just, say you're in a relationship with somebody or something and, everything seems well and everything, but you just, deep down inside, something, you just have this gut feeling that something ain't right or you shouldn't be with this person or something. And eventually,